Are you looking for fun Roblox games to play? Are you scrolling through the Roblox Discover page because you didn't have a date for Valentine's Day? Do you want some fun games to play with your friends? Well, look no further, because in this video I've compiled 9 different Roblox games that I think are really fun to play, and I'd like to share them with you. So without any further ado, here are 9 Roblox games to play when you're bored. The first game on this list is ROBLOX Battles, a combat party type game that involves you using your melee abilities and your normal abilities to knock players off the map to kill them in game. And the best way that I could describe this game's balance is non-existent, as there are ridiculously overpowered things, and surprise surprise, most of them cost money. But this game's lack of balance and simplicity are what makes it charming for me, and it's definitely a fun time sink, which is why I'd recommend you trying it out. And like every other game in this video, the link for it will be in the description, so let's move on. Sentinel AI Uprising is next up on the list. This is a first-person shooter wave defense type of game where you fend off hordes of robots as they come in. And the reason I like this game so much is because of the upgrade system. Every single wave, as it progresses, you can choose a little upgrade to make your character better. It also sort of falls under the looter-shooter genre because you do get drops from the enemies, and they do get progressively better the further you progress into the game. There's also a good gun variety, and there's a lot of other mechanics that I'm leaving out, but I personally really enjoy this game, which is why it makes it onto the list. So let's move on. Superstar Racers is third on the list. I forgot to mention, this list is in no particular order. The first game is by no means better than the 4th or 5th game, and this is very evident for Superstar Racers specifically. This is my favorite parkour game on Roblox. I would even go as far to say this is the best parkour game on Roblox because the movement feels so fluid and it feels so addicting to master the dives, the little air pauses, the momentum to use your speed in order to reach places that you couldn't before. It is just such an amazing parkour game, and it's really reminiscent of Mario to me. If you're looking at the background footage, all of the maps have a very specific aesthetic. This one's more of a beach type map, but they all feel kind of cartoonish in the best way possible. I really enjoy this game. The movement, the maps, being able to compete with other players to get a faster time, the little nuances that you discover on every single replay that you do a map where you can be just a little bit faster. I don't know if I mentioned the soundtracks already, but I love the soundtracks too. This game is just everything that I can ask in a parkour game, and it'd be a crime not to put it on this list. This one gets a glowing review from me. Best parkour game on Roblox for me, definitely. So let's move on. Gem Venture is next up on the list, and this is a Steven Universe Battlegrounds game. Now, Battlegrounds games on Roblox are some of the most heavily congested and polluted genres on the platform, and this is just such a nice breath of fresh air when you're playing fighting games, because not only is the movement special for this game, it's different, it feels nicer to play, but the characters themselves, even if you're not a Steven Universe fan, you're still going to have a lot of fun playing this game and learning the combos, upgrading your characters, grinding for different characters. A little extra thing, they have little finishers. Whenever you're about to kill someone, they're on 1 HP. If you use a special move on them, it'll play a cutscene. I just really enjoy this game because in a world full of insert this battlegrounds with insert anime characters, having a Steven Universe fighting game, which I haven't seen ever on Roblox until now, is very refreshing to see, and that's why I'd put it on this list. The only gripe that I have with the game personally is that the upgrade system is a bit of a double-edged sword, because if you go up against someone who's max level, you're gonna get completely clapped in a single combo, maybe even not a single combo. In 2 moves, you're gonna lose all of your health. And I know that might be something that drives people away from the game, because if you're a Battlegrounds player, traditionally, it doesn't matter what level you are or how much money you spent on the game. Everyone's in an equal playing field because all the characters are just unlocked off the rip and you can play with them. But I wouldn't really consider this game pay to win. It's more so of an MMO in the sense that you do progress your characters and make them stronger. Still, great game. Let's move on. Randomizer Redux is another installment of the Randomizer game franchise. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I'm sure there's been other Randomizer games before this one, but this is just the main one that I've been playing right now. If you couldn't tell from the title, you get randomized weapons and melee items and utility every time you die, so when you respawn, it's an entirely new loadout. The reason that I like the game so much is because there's a pretty good chunk of variety of things to try and choose from. Now, I will say a lot of guns are better than others. You know, this is not a balanced game by any stretch of the imagination, but it's definitely a fun party game to play with your friends, and I personally find myself losing the minutes as I start playing it. It's just pretty addicting. So with all that being said, let's move on. Boost Vector is a parkour slash racing type game that involves running around a track multiple times to complete laps and trying to beat your fellow players to be the first to finish. The reason that I love this game so much is because out of any Roblox game that I've ever played, this game makes you feel so incredibly fast. There's just an inexplicable feeling of speed that you feel when you're playing this game using your boost going around the map. Maybe it's because the maps are pretty big in comparison to your character, so as you're moving quickly, you just feel the speed affect you that much more. The controls are also, initially I thought they were janky. I'm now aware that they're conscious game designs. You are too fast for your own good, so you really need to be careful on how fast you go and how you make those really strict turns and jumps, because you're probably going to fall off the map if you're going too fast. So, great game to play. I really, really enjoy it. Give this one a try if you haven't yet. It's pretty fun on your first couple of times, so let's move on. And Spellman is an elemental battlegrounds game, and although I'm sure you've seen plenty of those over the years, especially if you've been playing Roblox for a while, cough cough elemental battlegrounds, this game really stands out to me because it does have more nuances than your average elemental fighting game. It has runes, it has wisps, it has different elements. The elements themselves have moves that combo into each other. If you are using one move and you quickly press another key at the same time, you can unlock a different interaction. This is my favorite elemental game on the platform right now. It used to be Elemental Battlegrounds, but I don't know, that game is just so pay to win and frankly boring for me that I stopped enjoying it. This game is incredibly fun. I'll admit the graphics and effects are a bit dated. You know, some of these look like they were made in like 2019, 2020 Roblox. I think that's just part of its charm, though. I find the game very endearing. It's extremely fun to play. The combat feels fluid and satisfying whenever you kill enemies. I wouldn't say it's pay to win. Even the most basic of elements, the starter elements, can rival the super duper strong, quote unquote, superior elements. That's what they're labeled as in this game. Every single element has its use, has its niche. It has counters, and it has advantages against other elements. Great, great game. I cannot recommend this one enough. Go try it out if you haven't yet. And Spellman is criminally underrated. Let's move on. Unnamed fighting game pre-alpha, next on the list. Unnamed fighting game pre-alpha is next on the list, and if you couldn't tell from the name, it's definitely in a bit of an incomplete state, as I could personally tell while I was playing the game. It's your typical fighting game. Run around, punch people, beat them to death, the usual. And it is very simplistic. You have dodges, M1s, dashes, kicks, and then a heavy kick and a heavy attack. That's about it. I really enjoy the simplicity of this game. I like the way that the fighting feels, which is why I'm putting it on this list. And if you're looking at the background footage, this is basically the full extent of the combat, at least from what I could tell. There's nothing besides karate for you to use. So definitely give this one a try with your friends. Alone, I don't know if you'll have that much fun, especially since there's like 20 whole people on the game right now, so who knows. But let's move on. Param is the last game on this list, but it is certainly not the least. This is my second favorite, if not my favorite game on this entire list for the video. It is a first-person shooter horror game where you are a police officer investigating some sort of underground bunker, and you are looking at footage through your body cam as you play the game. And the reason that I like this game so much, it has voice acting, the map, the ambience, the feel of it is just all very, very creepy. You can play it with your friends. It's not boring. A lot of horror games for me are super duper boring. It's just a lot of running around. I think being able to fight enemies along the way circumvents this perfectly. I absolutely adore this game. And I super duper recommend it. I know I've recommended every other game on this list. That's the point of the video. But if you like really, really want me to put you on, I'd say try out this one first. I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. I don't know if it's on mobile or not. With all that being said, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys enjoyed or would like me to make a second part of this video, feel free to drop some Roblox games in the comments I should include for the next one. With all that being said, thank you for watching till the end of the video. Have a great day or night wherever you are. Stay tuned for more content, and we will catch you in the next one.